Dear students, today through this lecture we are going to see the relevance of the validity and scope of for a variable. So when we consider the validity, it basically means that how long a particular variable will be available for use in a particular program. We know that when we define a variable, it gets stored in the memory and how long it stays there. And if we want a variable to stay in there for a long duration of time, what needs to be done? Okay, those are the basic things that we are going to discuss in this particular section. So first we are going to talk about attributes for a variable. So when we define something, okay, what are the parameters or the characteristics of that particular variable? So it's listed here. It's name, data type, size and value. For example, if I'm defining statement like int a equal to 10, when I does that, so these are the different characteristics that gets associated to the variable a. So the name of the variable is a. Data type, we have defined it as int. Size depends upon the data type. We have defined it as int, so 4 bytes of memory will be reserved for the variable a. Similarly, the value is going to be 10. So these are the attributes for a variable. But when we consider C program, it's not only variables that are identifiers. We have user defined functions and other C aspects which we have discussed in detail while we were handling the second module, where we discussed about different keywords, identifiers and all those things. So now we are going to think about the general attributes for an identifier. For a variable, we of course said there are 4, but what about for a general identifier? For a general identifier, it has got 4 attributes, and the 4 attributes are storage class, storage duration, scope and linkage. So these 4 things you need to memorize because these 4 are very relevant and you can definitely expect some question for the university exam from this portion. So it's storage class, storage duration, scope and linkage. Now we will see in detail what these 4 attributes are. So we are starting with the storage class. Okay, what is storage class? Storage class determines the duration, scope and linkage of defined attribute. So basically means that when we define a storage class, automatically the duration, scope and linkage get associated to it. So this is the very first parameter, which is the class. So which class the particular identifier belongs to. When you define that, automatically some other attributes get attached to it. Okay. So these are the 4 basic storage classes in C. Okay, if you are considering a different programming language, you are going to have a different set of storage classes. But for C, these are the 4 values. So those are auto, register, extern and static. Okay, these are basically keywords that you need to remember. When a question comes about storage class, these are the 4 storage classes: auto, register, extern and static, out of which you can club auto and register together, extern and static together. What it means we will discuss in the next slides. Okay, so we have mainly 4 attributes, and in storage class we have 4 keywords: auto, register, extern and static. Okay, these are the 4 storage classes. Now we need to think about the second attribute, that is storage duration. So this is an attribute that decide how much time the specified identifier should be kept in the memory. So the duration of availability of a particular identifier. So storage duration talks about that. Some exists for a short time. For example, if you are defining a variable in a function, the validity or the duration that variable will be available only when that function is getting executed. Some are created, modified and destroyed frequently. Okay, sometime, for example, if you are doing a problem like n factorial or something, we will assign one value to it, value to n, then in the next step we just modify the value or we may destroy it. So that's the second case. And the third case, some may exist over the entire duration of program execution. You define one value and it is available throughout the program execution. So these are the different cases where we can think about when we talk about duration of a identifier. Now, the storage duration is classified into two. A storage class was classified into four. Storage duration is classified into two. Automatic storage duration and auto and register. So I said that when we talk about storage classes, the first two can be clubbed. That's what it's been done here. Okay, the first two keywords auto and register, the first two classes has been clubbed together. Okay, and we call them as automatic storage duration. Variables with automatic storage duration are created when the block in which they are defined is entered is active and perishes on exit, which basically means that if you define a variable using this auto or register, that will be available only at the time when that particular function in which that variable is defined is invoked. Okay, so the validity is just when the function start execution. Okay, when the function start execution, the memory will be allocated and this particular variable will be or identifier will be available in the memory. And once the function, the starting brace, the closing break, when the closing brace comes, it wipes off. You won't be available to get that data once it exits the block. Now the second one is static. Okay, so extern and static are the two storage classes associated to it. Static is static means that it stays there for a long time. We'll see what that is. Now we are seeing the first part, that is automatic storage duration. Okay, the auto and the other one was register. So how these two are linked? So let's see the first one, which is auto. All the local variables are having automatic storage duration. Whether you say it or not, it automatically belongs to the class storage duration auto. Whenever the control enters the function body, they will be available for processing. Just now what we explained. Whenever the control enters the function body, they will be available for processing, and on exit, it gets destroyed. Okay, so that is the auto, which is the case of all local variable. And if you want to define a variable specifically as auto, we'll be using the keyword auto int a. Right? Now we are talking about register. Register is a particular thing that you need to, this must be new to you, so you should listen a bit. The storage class specifier can be placed before an automatic variable declaration to suggest that the compiler maintain the variable in one of computer's high-speed hardware registers. It's a long sentence, I will put it in short. The thing is that we have memory and we have something called as register. So when we want to access a particular variable, first it will be available in memory, and at the time of execution it will be stored into a register, and it uses the variable from the register. If you are keeping it in this high speed hardware register, it will be available within very limited time. So if you are keeping something as register, it gets stored in this register. So whenever we want, normally what happens is that it will be taken from the memory and will be fed into the register and will be used. And once the use is over, it will go back to the memory, right? So once we keep the keyword register in front of it, the memory, the variable or the identifier will be always available in this register. So what happens is that we can reduce the execution time to a large extent. Okay, for example, when we are using something called as count, okay, the count, when we want to check how many times a particular for loop is getting executed, we have done that in a lot of programs, count plus plus and all. If you are keeping this count in the register, what happens is that the execution will be faster. Okay, for small programs that we write, it may not be making much difference, but if it's a large program, this is going to create a lot of difference. Okay, that is the register. So auto and register comes under the automatic storage duration. Okay, now we are going to talk about the next one, that is the static storage duration. So these are the identifiers that we require for a long time. Okay, and the two keywords are static and external. These are the last two storage classes. We have four storage classes: auto, register, extern and static. So auto and register comes under automatic storage duration. Extern and static comes under static storage duration. So identifiers of static storage duration exist from the time at which the program begins execution. So these are going to be available from the very start of the program. Okay. Static is used for local variables and extern is used for global variables and functions. So what this local and global variable is, that we will discuss in detail over the progress of this lecture. So you just, for the time being, you just understand static is used for local variable and extern is used for global variable. Now we are going to talk about global variables. Okay. What are global variables? So these are defined before the main function. Okay, an example is shown here. So we include the library that we wanted, then we are making the definition. What we normally do is that we will be writing in main and the definitions we used to give inside the main function, right? We used to give these kind of statements inside, right? When we do something like this, now this y is considered as a global variable. Okay, so throughout the program this value will be available. Similarly, you have this void function int a, which is the void fun int a, which is a function, and it is also global because it is defined before writing the main function. So all these things which is defined before the main function, we call it as global variables, and it will be available throughout the program execution. So global variables and function names by default have static storage duration. So there is no need for us to provide the keyword static in front. When we define it before the main function, it automatically gets the static storage duration attribute. They are under the storage class extern by default. They can be accessed from anywhere in the program. Okay, we said that for global variables we use extern, and for local variables we use static. Let's see that. So now we are thinking about local variables. Local variables are the normal variables that we have been using from long time. So it's like including the library, in main, and whatever we are defining inside, those are called as a local variable. So if you want to have a static storage duration for a local variable, we will be using the keyword static. What is the basic difference? Here I have defined A as static and in B as a normal one. Now the difference of the auto and static variable is that here this A is a static variable and B is a auto variable. So the difference is mentioned here, is that on exit auto variable will be destroyed. When it comes out of this, the auto variable will be destroyed. So that is, once the program execution is completed, B will be destroyed. But what happens to A? But static variable retains the last value stored in at the time of exiting from the function. Okay, this B will get destroyed, but A will be retaining a value. For example, I'm not changing the value of A throughout the entire program. So once the end of the program reaches, A won't be destroyed. A will retain the value 10, but B will be destroyed because this is auto and this is static. That is the basic difference between these two. Now we are going to talk about scope, another question prone area. You can expect question, even it is available in that model question paper. So scope is where an identifier can be referenced in a program is defined as scope. So like if you want to use a variable, whether it is available in that particular area of the program, the program can be split into separate blocks. In each block, whether it is available, that's what scope is. So there are basically again 4 classification. You might have noticed, like in this particular session, everything was having 4 classification. A variable was having 4 attributes, an identifier in general was having 4 attributes, and there are 4 storage classes. And here you can see again scope is having 4 classification. The first one is function scope, file scope, block scope, and function prototype scope. So when we say function scope, the name itself tells what is happening. So the scope of the variable will be within that function alone. When it is file scope, it will be available throughout the file or the source file. When it is block scope, it will be available within the block. Function prototype, only within the function prototype. So let's say in detail. So when we talk about function scope, okay, these are identifiers that has got validity only within the specified function. Okay, they cannot be called or accessed anywhere outside the function body. We have already discussed that point. So these are the two cases. Labels, okay, when we use switch or go to statement, we will be using labels. Labels in C are the only identifier with function scope. Okay, they only have function scope. Labels in C, okay, which we normally use with switch and go to statements. And when we define a local variable within a function body, it automatically has got only function scope. Okay, now the file scope. So when we save something, what we are creating is, you might have noticed when we are using the developer C, we will be creating a new source file every time. Okay, so if a variable or an identifier is having scope throughout the file, it is called as file scope. Okay, these identifiers will be having validity throughout the source file. They can be called or accessed anywhere within the file, within the source file that is available, so you can call it from anywhere. For example, global variables and function prototypes. Now we are going to talk about block scope. So whenever we put something within two braces and we define a variable inside that, that is the block. Okay, and if the variable or the identifier is having only scope within that block, we call it as block scope. Okay, local variables defined either auto or static will have only block scope. Okay, now we need to have this concept clear in our mind. We talked about scope. There are generally four attributes: storage class, storage duration, scope, and linkage. So storage class, okay, we are going to talk about this. We have talked about scope now, right? Function scope, file scope, block scope, and all. Similarly, we have talked about duration. These two are independent attributes. Duration talks about how much time that should be available within the memory for use. And the scope talks about where this particular identifier or variable can be used. Okay, one is how long it will be there, the second one is where it can be accessed. So these things should be clear. Never get confused between scope and duration. Both are totally different attributes. Okay, the last term in the scope is the function prototype scope. The only identifiers with function prototype scope are those used in parameter list of a function prototype. Okay, if we are defining a function, earlier we in this particular video itself we defined a function void fun int a. That int a is the function prototype scope. Okay, that will be there only in the parameter list of a function. Okay, so these are the four classification for scope. And the final one, the final attribute is linkage. So when we consider a large program, not the ones that we normally write, which will be having one source file, a large program or a project will be having different source files. Okay, just like you have an operating system. This operating system communicate with lot of files, different softwares. Every software is having n number of files. So the linkage, whether an variable can be accessed between these two source files. A variable in one source file, can it be used in another source file? That parameter is called as linkage. A program may consist of several source files or a single source file. The availability of the specified identifier over these several source files under a single program is called as linkage attribute. Okay, so we talked about four attributes. The first one was storage class, storage duration, scope, and linkage. And there are different classification for storage class, that are auto, then register, extern, and static. Then we talked about scope, which also has got four classifications. Okay, now we are going to discuss about this global variable and local variable with an example so that things will be clear for you. This is a very common question. So global variables are declared outside any function. So we have seen it how to define it. it will be defined before writing the main function in main or void main, and they can be used by any function in the program. Okay, it is available throughout the program. Local variables are defined, the normal variables that we have defined till now, like if you are defining int a or int b, int count within the main function, that is in main, within the two braces, if you are defining something, those are basically local variables, or the variables we are defining within a body of a function. Okay, within the function definition, they are called as local variables. So this is an example which will clarify, which will help in clarifying the concept. So I'm showing a simple program. So here what we have is uh, header file. Then I have defined two global parameters. One is global variable y, other one is a function prototype. So these two are the global parameters. And inside I'm writing int x equal to 10. So if I'm writing something within int, which means that this is a local variable which will be available only within these two braces or only within the main function. So if I try to print x and y values, okay, x is available here, y is a global variable which can be accessed anywhere within the program. So x and y will be available, and if I try to print this, I am going to see the value of x as 10 and value of y as 2. Okay, the value of x and y, it got printed. Now I'm using a function because it I am defined as fun. So I'm trying fun3. So when I write something like this, it basically does, what it does is that it sends a value, a copy of 3. Okay, so this function, okay, the function prototype is here, function definition is here. When I call fun3, so fun int a, so what happens is that this a will be assigned with the value 3. That's what this basic function call is. So now a is having a value 3, and you should remember that in it, this is having a scope of, we have discussed that earlier, this is function prototype scope. Okay, and this can only be used within the function body. This is also a local definition. Okay, so a is a local variable, so it can be accessed within this program or within this function body. So I'm printing the value of a and y. A is local to this function, so it is available. I got the value. Y is a global variable which can be accessed anywhere within this program. So y is also available. I got the value of a as 3 and y as 2. Okay. Now I'm going to reinforce the concept by trying with the same code. I'm just playing with it. So here what I did is, the first part remains the same. Here I'm trying to print the value of a and y. Okay, a is a local variable to this function, so there is no way I can access it in this main function. A is local to this function, x is local to this function. So if I want to access the value of a, it will throw an error telling that undeclared. Okay, because a is not available here, it is only available here, so it cannot be accessed, it throws an error. Fine, but this won't be throwing an error because a is a local variable, a is available within this, and y is a global variable, so of course it can be accessed. Now I'm trying a different combination. So here I went for x and y. X is the local variable, can be printed. Y is a global variable, of course it is accessible. But within the function, what I'm trying is to print the value of x and y, where x is a local variable to this function, that is the main function. So it cannot be used in this function. Okay, it has validity only within the main function, not in the fun. So it will throw an error. It will throw an error that x is undeclared because x is a local variable that is defined here. Okay, so this is the part which you need to concentrate, because this is a very probable theory question that you will be getting, and also when we are defining something, we should be very careful about the scope. Okay, so that's the end of this video presentation. Thank you.